Hi everyone, thank you for watching. My name is Yelena, and in today's video I'm going to talk to you about product development and product tuning. I've seen a lot of sellers and also myself make the same mistakes with their product research process simply because it's not detailed enough. They aren't following the process thoroughly. So this is something that I wanted to share with you, my experience in how I did product development, and I'm going to choose just like a random product. This is not going to be my recommendation so that you should sell this product, but rather than that, I'm going to show you what I would do if this was my product choice. So in this product video, I'm going to cover quickly, do a recap of what some general recommendations for a product research should be for you. Also, what some of the main product unique value propositions are, what product tuning is, and what are the product dimensions that you might be able to think about and how to change them. So, this is a topic that is very, very interesting. I am very passionate about it, and I haven't seen a lot of sources talk about it, especially not on YouTube. So, I'm hoping to bring some new value, fresh breath of air and YouTube in area of this topic. And stay tuned. I'm hoping to provide a lot of value to you. So let's dive right into it. In my last video, I mentioned that there's a certain procedure, a certain process that you should follow through to make sure that you verify your product idea. And I only briefly mentioned that there are a couple of conditions like elements that you should meet in order to verify that idea. But what I didn't mention is that there are certain kind of like rules, recommendations that you can follow sort of to get guided through the process of getting that idea. I didn't mention how you should come up with that idea. So I have thought this whole thing through, and I found that there's something like maybe 7 different suggestions that I would give you when you are contemplating of what your first product should be or what your next product in your product line should be. First of all, the first general recommendation is that your product should solve a problem. What I mean by that is that basically when you are looking to earn some money and earn that sale from someone who should make that purchase and trust you with their money, basically you should solve a pretty big issue for them. Otherwise, they're not gonna really be interested in making that purchase. So make sure that your product is something that solves a problem. Like for example, I found this sample product called cat scratching post, which is a product that you would originally not really think about. But if you are a cat owner, then probably you're familiar with this common issue that cats they just feel this urge to kind of like scratch on everything that they find suitable for scratching, and then they end up ruining some pretty expensive pieces of furniture for their owners. And this is a very big issue for owners because they then have to go through restoring that furniture, which is usually expensive or maybe not even doable in some cases. So a smart person actually thought about this, and then they created this product called cat scratching post, which is something that will basically, drive the cat's attention away from that piece of furniture and just, fulfill its need to scratch something. And this is made specifically for these purposes. And people actually are loving this because it's actually solving them a problem. For something like, $26, they can actually protect their furniture. There's also like an alternative product for this problem that solves the same problem, but it's a different type of product, which is like some kind of nylon that you kind of like stick to your furniture so when they scratch it, they don't actually hurt the furniture. So that's like, another example of customers solving a problem. Basically, a product solving their own problem, which is a whole different product and oriented towards, the customer, not the pet owner, not the pet. This one is oriented towards the pet. So in both cases, these both products sell really well, and both products are something that solves a problem, which is the main reason why they are selling so well. Think about when you have like a product idea that you might find interesting, then first thing you should think about is this product solving someone's problem, and which problem? How severe is that problem to someone? How much um, easier their life would be if they had this uh, product? If you have like a clear answer to that and it's a good answer, then you're probably onto something, and you should keep exploring that product idea and verifying it. Second of all, the second general recommendation is a practical recommendation, which is something that not a lot of sellers really think about when they're doing product research, which is that your product should be lightweight. This is very practical for people because um, then you will have cheaper shipment, which is sometimes a thing that can really make or break your sale. There's a proven test that we did that, like, out of 100 people who made that purchase, 80% of them were more inclined towards making that purchase if it came with free shipping. So free shipping as one of the most important incentives for someone to make a purchase in 2019. It might be something that's like a hidden business expense for you, that you make like an additional sacrifice to make that couple of first initial sales, and this might be something that's in your end. And if you are if you decided to make that sacrifice and make the shipping on you, like make it for free, then definitely make sure that the product is lightweight so that it doesn't cost you too much. Otherwise, it's going to eat out all of your profits, and it's not something that we would advise you to do. So this is a very good recommendation. Just go to all of these national carriers that actually in reality will be the ones who are shipping your products, and go through the rates and see what you're comfortable with. So, for example, if you have a product that costs $300 and the shipping is $30 for that product, and you are 100% comfortable with it, then that's fine. But you have to have like a very realistic, at least a close approximate estimate what the costs will be for shipments, because this is something you should keep in mind. It really affects your decision-making process if you're careful, which is definitely recommended that you are. Number 3, general recommendation is that you should have some interest in your category. If this product, like for example, cat scratching post, is in the category for pet supplies, and you have a cat, and this is like some kind of like your own private interest, then it's a win-win situation for everyone. This is a general recommendation simply because if you're looking to build a long-term brand, you will want to have this brand. This brand is going to need Facebook page, Instagram page, website, e-commerce website. Then you're going to use some Pinterest or maybe some kind of influencer marketing to drive external traffic to your listing. So my point is that if you're going to build a brand and it's going to be also outside of Amazon too, then this brand is going to need tons of content. Content marketing is one of the most powerful marketing strategies ever, especially if you know what your audience is, and you have to know that, which is one of our recommendations here. I just haven't gone into it yet. So basically, my point is you should have some at least kind of general interest or something you don't hate, like, and it's not something you completely know nothing about, and you're going into that market and trying to sell to these people. You really have to understand the product, and if possible, at least like it, so that you can kind of like handle it over time. And there will be tough times. Building a brand was never easy, and this love towards the category you're in should be the one that will give you the strength to carry on through the tough times. So it's very definitely recommended to have any kind of interest in that category that your product idea is in. Number 4, general recommendation is that your product should have a strong PL potential, product listing potential. Your product should be a product that should be easy to brand. It should be brandable, so to speak. Like, for example, this cat scratching post is something that we can build a brand around, because If you want to kind of like diversify your brand only around scratching posts, then you can use, different colors, maybe different sizes for bigger cats, or you can create the additional upsell potential products like um, things that like little balls and cubes that they can play around, toys for cats and something like that. Because this product is something that can be your flagship product that you will generate your cash flow upon, and then, use that cash flow to grow a brand. So when you have a product idea, then you should first think about whether this product, like answer the question, whether my product is something that I can build a brand around. If it's something that, general public needs, like selling pillows, then okay, can I make a brand out of these pillows? And how can I do this? And, why would my pillows be so special? Should I make a stuffing out of a certain natural material, or is it going to be a knee pillow for side sleepers? What is it going to be? Like, as specific as you can get, more successful your brand is going to be. So ask yourself this question: is this product something I can build my brand around? And if your answer is yes, then you might be onto something and you should keep exploring your product idea. Number 5, price point. It is recommended out of our own experience and from talking to other sellers as well, that the product price should be between $17 and $70. And there's a big reason why we say that this is the price point. If your product is too cheap, like below $17, then you have to make a ton of sales to reach a certain profitability point. Like if your product costs, $10 and your profit margin is around 30%, which is on average 30%, then my guess is that you have to sell 30 products per day to make $100 in profit, which isn't bad, but usually these products that are too cheap, they're very, very competitive because everyone else is selling them, and they sell a lot because it's always easier to kind of like sell something that's very cheap because, customers will buy a couple of dollar product and not really, care too much about that money. And it's very easy to enter a product that fits a general public, that costs that it's a little bit cheaper, and everyone buys it. So that being said, everyone's doing it, and the competition is just too strong for you to enter that market now in 2019. A couple of years ago it might have worked, but right now it doesn't. So we wouldn't definitely not recommend any products cheaper than $17 unless you have like a really, really strong reason, backup reason. You have really, asked yourself 50 times whether this is the right product to sell, and you had a yes answer anytime. So otherwise stay away from cheap products. When it comes to products more expensive than $70, then this is something that we have noticed is usually the return rates are higher. The higher the cost of the product, higher the return rates. For some reason, right? Like for example, when it comes to sinks, like for example, they cost $300, and it's a very tough decision for someone to make, to invest $300 into something that's going to be, part of their kitchen, and it's going to affect how the whole aesthetic view of their kitchen is going to look like. And I don't know, for example, if someone is buying a golden necklace that costs $200, then, that's obviously $70 of profit for you, but sometimes they might not even like it, or they want an exchange, or if you're selling rings and then you have return rates because it's a wrong size, and this is a high-end price point product type. So stay in the golden middle. That's where you will be safe, especially if you are a new seller and you have a lot of experience to collect and knowledge to collect. Then stay within the range, $17 to $70, and you will be happy. Number 6, consider competition. This is something that I've explained in one of my previous videos. how to kind of like verify your product idea when you compare it to your competitive products. Like you have one primary product and three competing products. So if you're interested in learning more details, then look up our product research step-by-step tutorial that I posted last week. Um, but basically, what I mean by checking with your competition, what I mean is that you should compare the competition. There are three elements that you can invest in your business, and you should be very you know realistic towards yourself. Which one of these three elements you can put in the most? First of all, you can put in time into your business. Second of all, you can put in the work and you can put in money. These are the three elements: time, work, money. If you don't have enough money, then maybe you have more time on your hands and a workforce to put into that business. Or you don't have enough workforce, but you have the money to hire workforce and knowledge and everything else that you might need. So think about your competition, think about your product. Is this product too competitive for you at this point to kind of like stand out? If it is, then it might be a better idea to kind of like just skip that product for now until you become stronger as a businessman. Think realistically about competition. What advantages do they have? What they don't have, and what can you offer that's different in your product compared to them? So definitely number 6, consider your competition. Number 7, you should have a clear understanding of your audience, your target audience. In this case, for example, a cat scratching post, we know that audience is cat lovers. It's a very engaged audience. So this market is very competitive market, obviously. And you should think about, okay, all of these sellers have something that I don't have. Would it be worth for me? Would it for me to enter this market at all, or should I just skip it for now? So you should have a clear understanding of who the audience is and how you can market to these people. So it's very useful in that area to kind of like go through the pages of your competitors, the Facebook pages, and see what they are posting, what kind of content is basically achieving maximum engagement on their social profiles, and how do they network to these people, what kind of creatives are they posting on their page, and just like uh, try to learn as much as you can about your target audience. If you don't have a niche, if you don't have like a very clear understanding of what your audience is and how to market to these people, then this is by all likelihood the product to avoid. It's not something that you should enter. You should only enter selling a product that you understand the audience about very, very well. So make sure to do that. So that being said, those are the general recommendations for product research. I'm going to quickly recap. First off, it should solve a problem. The product should solve a problem. Second of all, it should be lightweight. Third, you should have some interest in that category. It should have a strong PL potential. The price point should be between $17 and $70. You should consider your competition, and you should know exactly who your audience is, how to market to these people. That being said, a lot of sellers consider all of these things, but never kind of like create a product that can be diversified easily. So why are they missing out on this step? The reason why they're missing out on this step is because they don't know a thing or two about product tuning. And this is the point of this video. Product tuning is basically a process where you can find a product that can be somehow improved. What I mean by this is basically there are 4 different dimensions of the product that define the specifics around the product. First dimension is design. The second dimension is functionality. Third dimension is time. And the fourth dimension is the price. I'm going to explain each one of these in details. When it comes to design, it means what color is this product, what are the aesthetics of it, and what's the use and what's the basic outlook of this product, what's the size, how is it going to be used, and is there any kind of user manual that should come up to it, and how is it being assembled, things like these. And when it comes to the design, this is one of the main ways in which you can change different uh, outlook on someone's product to change. This is one of the main dimensions that you can use to change. Like for example, on an example of a cat scratching post, the design would be the color and definitely the size. I've read the reviews of each one of these cat scratching posts that we'll review a little bit later. And this is something that defines what the product is and how the users will perceive about the product. And just like when it comes to design, you should think about how to communicate exactly to your audiences the specifics, the features, and benefits about the product. This is 100% really important. Like, for example, here they have tried really well to communicate what's the size of the cat scratching post towards, regular size cat, and then there's the kid. That you can compare the height of this product to something that's very comparable. And this is a very good thing to do. They just haven't done a really good job in terms of, showcasing what the product's benefits are and stuff like that. But this is a whole different topic. We're talking about the product design. Here, in this case, this product's design is going to be determined by its height, for example. That's like a very important design dimension of this specific product. When it comes to product functionalities, then this is something that also is a very, very big deal in terms of changing dimensions to kind of find find your unique value proposition of your own product. This means like if you're going to add like this little ball here that the cats can play with, this is an added functionality of the product that maybe some of the competitors don't have. Or like, for example, I had an idea where you can add lasers to this product somehow so that the cats can chase it around and keep them entertained. Like, for example, that would be another functionality of the product that we have changed to make it unique. So if you have like a regular product like this one, cat scratching post, and you think about 5 or 10 different ways in which you can change any of the functionalities, then this is something that's going to be a unique value proposition for your product, which means this is something that's going to make you stand out from the competition. Think thoroughly about as many possible changes of the dimensions you can to create that one perfect product, and then moving on with communicating with the suppliers and just making sure that they make it the right way. But it's all in your head, so think really creatively how you can make this product better in so many ways. The third dimension of the product is time, which is something that unfortunately isn't very applicable on Amazon, because on Amazon you can't like stay without inventory and like not be punished. Usually you should always be in stock. Your products should always be in stock, and this is something that is rewarded by Amazon. So, what I mean by time as a dimension, it means an example. If there's a like very important time determinant of the product, like you will launch 50 unique pieces of your own product every first of the month, so that customers can subscribe beforehand and prepay for that product, so that you have enough cash flow to build that product. That would be a time definition of the time dimension of your product. So this isn't something that we can really use on Amazon because we don't have that much liberty to communicate with your audiences that you have built. So this is something that's much, much more applicable in your e-commerce website. So for example, if you become a very successful brand on Amazon and you're deciding to expand your presence on the e-commerce website, there you can make like a special premium type cat scratching post that will cost 5 times more and be 5 times better in terms of all dimensions you've changed. And you want to make sure that you communicate this to your customers before, so that they can prepay and then get it at the moment when it's launched in like 3 months. simply because that's how much it takes for you to create and build that product and ship it to them. It requires to have a very loyal customer base. So in order to do this, you would have to have a customer base that really is interested in buying that product. Okay, so that would be the time dimension, and the last dimension is the price. For example, if you create a product that's going to be premium, that's going to cost 5 times more, then maybe the price can even be a unique selling proposition because it is something prestigious and it is something that's handmade, something that's unique, and then it costs 5 times more and it's a limited edition. So the price point is going to be a lot higher. And by that, I mean, if someone has that specific product that you only created in a limited amounts, then this will kind of like diversify them from from their own environment, and they really want to have it. Or, for example, you can provide exactly the same quality, the functionalities, exactly the same design of the product, but you can diversify through price because you can somehow afford to be $5 cheaper and sell this exactly the same cat scratching posts for $21 instead of 26. Then Amazon is going to give you better placement and the buy box to win because you're cheaper, even though this is their own brand. Simply put, they just want to provide the best possible user experience for customers, and they will be consistent with this thing that they know that they should do. So make sure to kind of like stick to that ideal if you can. That being said, I'm going to show you how to identify what are some of the product dimensions and how to identify them, how to change them, how to improve them. In example, like cat scratching posts, I've opened up a couple more cat scratching posts and I'm going to review each one of them shortly in this video so that you can exactly know what I mean by product dimensions. For example, I read the reviews, and this is something that you should also do when you're looking for opportunities to do product tuning. Read everything that's below 3. Like for example, here this review says that the base is too narrow, which means this is a major flaw. Like they have built a very tall scratching post, but the base is very narrow, so it's not stable, and it falls over their cat, and this is something that cat owners will not appreciate. So I would write it down and see, like for example, base is too narrow. Move on. Here somebody has complained that this is a very short product and not secure. You can pull it in and out anytime, like floats in there. The feather toy floats in there. It's not secure product. And they have posted a picture. They just want to see how it all works. It's like a toy. And they mentioned that this is like a toy, and they were probably looking for something stable that actually can solve their problem. If this is not solving their problem, their cat is going right back at their couch and it's going to scratch it then. So they're not very happy. And I would say takeaway from this review would be make it more sturdy. And stable. Make these parts really stick to each other. Make the parts stick to each other. So that they don't fall off. Next. Somebody has complained it's too tough for their cat. It's made out of starting material, shipped fast, but my cat tried to use it and fell over and hit him in the face. That's like really thumbs down. So, and this guy mentions that you can buy this product in a Walmart shop. That's not very good for Amazon. You can't really stand out from the competition if your competition is Walmart and they're cheaper and they're like, they even had to go back at the Walmart one. Interesting. Okay, someone said it's perfect. You're not interested in good reviews. You're just interested in the ones that are mentioning how the product can be better. Like sometimes, these high-end reviews would be useful if you're looking to find out what it is that they liked about the product. So maybe there might be a dimension that you can emphasize on, something that they like, and you can make it even better and make them super happy. But when it comes to making sales, there's this one general rule that says no pain equals no sale. So if there isn't a strong pain point being solved, you're not going to sell that product or service. So that being said, I would still focus on the bad reviews. Again, someone is complaining about heavy duty post. Again, putting it again. And then scroll down, scroll down. Basically, you're looking to create as many as possible these suggestions here in a separate list somewhere that you will write it down and that you would take into account. And just like try and notice some patterns, something that you discovered that is bad about this product that can be fixed, that you can negotiate with your suppliers that they make it better. So again, someone has complained that this is a basis not heavy enough to stay upright. That's a total fail. That's something that can easily be fixed and probably is fixed by the competitors already. So make sure you watch the competitors ones too, the reviews. Again, this glue has shredded. That's not cool. So make the ball toy. Should be done with the better glue. Move on. It's cheaply made, obviously. For this type of product, like for example, I would think maybe different shape would be something that would be interesting, like as a dimension, design dimension, or maybe different colors. When it comes to shape, cats are more attracted to shapes. It all comes down to find out the right dimension to change about your product. You should really do a thorough research of your audience, and in this case, we have two audiences, the cats and the cat owners, which means you should kind of like come up with the killer combo of dimension changes that will make your product really stand out from the competition. So, for example, cats can't see colors really that well. They have faded colors sight and they just don't find anything more interesting if it's a different color, but they do find different shapes interesting. So, maybe, for example, this is what the competitor actually thought about when they wanted to change the dimension of the product, so they changed how it was shaped. So, this is something that's very strong and sturdy. It's done from a very strong material, and if your cat is going to scratch on it, it's not going to roll over, it's not going to fall and hit it in its head, and just like it's very strong. And then again, they've changed the shape, and the cats can pass through this little element, and it's very strong. Like they're emphasizing of the sturdiness of this product by showing how someone steps on the product, which is interesting. They're showing a product lifestyle photo so that you know how it's being used, and they made this in a very interesting color and two sizes. Color is something that fits into the majority of living rooms. It's something that's not very eye-catching too much. So they kind of like blended it in into something that can fit almost every household and not drive too much attention. Just do its job. Just like, provide a cat something to scratch on and not ruin the furniture. So that's what they did. A very interesting point of view. And also what they did, they created two sizes, large and standard size. So when it comes to large size, this is something that's more fitting for bigger cats that a lot of customers have complained about that the previous product was too small. They have solved this for bigger cats. They've created a large one, and they have used this opportunity for different I would call this a design dimension change. This would be something that they have changed in the design, but they have also changed the price, which is also another dimension. And they have also changed the color, and this would also be a design. So basically, when it comes to this different shape, then this would be a functionality change. Basically, they have hit almost 3 out of 4 dimensions of the product, and they have created a very successful product, which is something that's Amazon's choice for a very core keyword that has a lot of search volume, and they have more than 1,000 reviews, which confirms that they have done a very, very good job in their product listing design and development of the product. So if you feel like going into all of this long term and really working hard on and succeeding on Amazon, then this is definitely the way to go. They have branched out. They have created new product that has a different design, that has a very good use, solves a problem. It's within the price range that we mentioned. Then changed a couple of dimensions of a regular product that they probably started from here. Sorry. In this product, they started from this basic product, and then they probably went through this very long thought process of how can they improve it, and this has turned out to be very, very successful for them. So I would definitely recommend you to take your time and think the whole thing through and negotiate with your suppliers to make a high quality product. Otherwise, if it's very low in quality, it's going to kick you in the butt at some point, sooner or later. So you definitely don't want to have that happen to you. So be careful when you're designing your product, and make sure you do your due diligence and research and be realistic about the product idea that you have. Product ideas, there are millions of them, and it only depends on your creativity whether you will succeed at making this product really stand out from the competition and make you a ton of money. So that being said, thank you for watching, and I hope you found this video useful and the information actionable. And subscribe to our channel if you like this type of content, because we post every single week at least one video that's this long and full of packed with information, and we would appreciate your support. Again, thank you for watching, and we wish you have a very lovely day.